What is up, everybody? It's Josh and welcome to a brand new journey and welcome to another video. Today we are here at Busch Gardens Tampa on a very possible stormy day to check out everything Howl-O-Scream 2026. Now, I've been trying to film this video for a week now, and as you can hear, the weather has not been very sunshiny here in Florida. So today basically we're going to talk about every announcement that they announced for this event, and one that kind of was announced but wasn't. It was announced in a weird way and I saw it like late last night, but basically the whole event has been announced. I have not yet been able to talk about any of it, so we're going to do it here today. We're going to also check around the park to see if there's anything possibly being put up for the event right now, just like this facade behind me for a returning house. Now, I will say a lot of stuff is returning, but they're saying new storylines for some of them. And this one brand new house, which for the first time in forever is going to add to the event, is our very first IP house coming to Busch Gardens. So, with all that being said, if you guys are ready to go on this fun-filled, hopefully not too rainy-filled, Howl-O-Scream-filled journey, well, let's go. So as I was trying to say during that intro, I was hoping the weather would kind of hold up for a minute so I could at least somewhat start this video. That's not what's happening. The weather moved in really quickly compared to what I was like looking at on the radar, and I am running my fat self somewhere to find shelter and a place where I can talk to y'all for a little bit until we can get back outside. I tried to go to Overlook here. No tables inside. I'm obviously not gonna sit outside. So we're gonna try to go like maybe Dragonfire. There's a lot more space in there. I don't know if a show's going on. If a show's going on, can't talk to y'all because it'll be loud. We're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our best to do what we can do. Yeah, like I said, I've been trying to film this video for about a week now. Can't seem to do it. I will say though, the way they like announced stuff for the event this year was way different than what they've done before. Like, even myself, I have missed announcements, and that's not normal for me. But just the way they did it, like, I'm not even complaining. They did it in a very like strategic way, but it made me miss a lot of stuff. So this video is literally just going to break down everything. So if you missed it, you know everything you need to know. Like, guys, this weather really is bad though, because like, look at it. It did not look like this when I got here. Yeah, so Mother Nature's not on my side once again. This should be like day number 6 of me trying to film this video. Yeah, just not possible. So I found a spot in Dragonfire, like in the very back, but there's a show that starts in like 5 minutes, so it's gonna get really loud in here. But I think after the show, for the time being, because this weather is about to smack us, I can literally sit in here and talk to you guys about pretty much every announcement possible. And then when the rain stops, I'll just get B-roll and talk to you guys about where the locations of the houses are gonna be. For the most part, they're all staying the same because, like I said, they're returning houses. But the new one, I gotta tell you guys where I think it's gonna be. There's 2 spots, but I think I know the correct spot. But anyways, we're just gonna sit in here. I might go grab a drink. And yeah, we're gonna chill in the AC for a minute. So finally, after like 2 hours of just waiting and waiting and waiting, the rain has somewhat stopped. It's sprinkling. It feels like it's getting harder. But we're going to try and make the most of it. Like, if it stays sprinkling, that's okay. I'll put the big camera away and I'll just film on my phone. I've done that before. But we're gonna head to the first location that I want to talk about and get this video started. Alright, so I am currently standing in front of our first haunted house location for Howl-O-Scream 2026, and this one is a little confusing to me because I would say it's a returning house, but with the name of this haunt and it's saying it's a new storyline, I don't really know. Last year and years prior, this was known as D.H. Bagham's Circus of Fear. D.H. Bagham's is taken out, and it's just known as Circus of Fear Killer Encore. Welcome, welcome, one and all, to the Circus of Fear. Step right up, we've got a killer show for you tonight. Freaks, frights, wanderers, and nightmares wait just beyond those gates. Something feels different tonight, doesn't it? The laughs are bigger, the barks are a little meaner, and those performers, oh, they're just dying to entertain you. Our dear Mr. Bagham's nowhere to be found, and without him holding the reins, the circus has let loose. Stay close, dear guests. Don't wander off, because here at the Circus of Fear, we always save the real performance for last. Encore. Now, normally, I am not one to enjoy a house that returns so much. But from the sounds of this, the new storyline, it's pretty killer. Pun may be intended. It does sound like Mr. Bagham's either, or he's locked up in a cage somewhere, like one of the freaks that he used to lock up. I don't know. I'm actually really excited to see how this all pans out for this year. I'm excited to see if they do anything different inside or with the facade. Overall, this might be another year where I don't complain much about the event. And the location to this house is literally just to the right of the main entrance. So when you come in, you know how you choose left or right? Just go a little to the right. It's by the little Coke stand, and it's by your handcrafted funnel cake fries. It's literally in this general area, kind of by the alligators as well. Alrighty, so we are standing in front of our second location for a haunted house for this year's event. And this one is, it really is just a returning house. This is Stranglewood Estate, but it's being repossessed this year. Once the site of lavish parties, Stranglewood Estate has stood abandoned since the mysterious deaths of Madame Stranglewood and the servants who disappeared within the walls. A reckless seance awakened the tortured spirits trapped inside, opening a doorway for an unspeakable evil. Now Madame Stranglewood and her violent ghosts haunt the mansion, and the doors, they'll never close again. To be honest with you, doesn't sound like much is changing with this house, and I really hope, in my opinion, that this is the last year. I really thought they weren't bringing it back even for last year after they did the whole estate sale thing, because normally when you do an estate sale, you sell the house, you sell the property, but that's just not what happened. So I'm hoping that this whole repossession thing, it's the end. I love this house, but years past and even last year, it's hard for them to fill this big of a house. But I'm not going to be too negative. It's just my thoughts on this specific house. Now, this house location is right by Cheetah Hunt, Overlook, Montu, and Cobra's Curse. Also, other than the facade for Stranglewood being up, I've not seen anything to do with Howl-O-Scream at all, which is weird because we are at the beginning of August. They start in September. You would think they would have some type of something out. Also, I need to correct myself. I don't remember if I said at the beginning of the video that they announced everything, but if I did, they did not. They announced all the houses and one show that's returning, and we'll talk about that later. But the only thing that we have missing are all the scare zones. None of those have been announced at all whatsoever. Also, they're testing rides again. So this weather is peak right now, and I can actually do this. So before we head to our next haunted house location, I actually stopped over here by like Dragonfire, and here's some promo for Howl-O-Scream. We did get an announcement about Dr. Frankenstein and the Fiends and Igor, but we'll talk about that after we hit up our next house location. All right, so we're standing right outside of our next haunted house location, kind of. I had to find a very quiet spot, but it's just right over there. This is going to be the location for Shadows of Wonderland, Reign of Madness. Wonderland gathering when Alice dragged the queen through the courtyard in chains. The former ruler was forced to her knees as the residents pressed in from every side. Alice announced the coming execution and locked the queen away in a cell built from broken stone and card guards who never blink. From that moment, Wonderland shifted. Paths narrowed, doors slammed. The guards dragged residents away without warning. Screams drifted through the gardens while Alice inspected the realm with cold focus. It does seem like this year that they're trying to kill off all the people that once controlled everything. And I don't want to talk about this till we get to the office because I really want to sit down for this because I'm excited. It makes sense for the theme that they're bringing back to the event this year. It makes sense. Everything's taken control. The controller is no longer in control. So I'm excited to see how this house turns out. I expect it to be pretty much the same, other than, you know, who controls what. So far, I have not said that I hate anything, other than I just wish Stranglewood would go, because that one sounds pretty repetitive, just the change of a few words. For the location of Shadows of Wonderland, it's just right here by Phoenix Rising here in Pantopia, kind of behind the Pantopia Theater. It's in one of those stage buildings in the back. Now, like I said, they did not announce scare zones at all. I even double checked the website before I said that, and they have not. But if you look closely over here, I'm gonna show you. Back there, it looks like everything is still up for Ragnar's Wrath, which was that Viking scare zone. It's still all there. So maybe it returns. Maybe they use all the props and just do another zone. Future Josh here. I knew this was going to happen the minute I was editing and getting ready to post this video that you guys are watching right now. Busch Gardens ended up announcing for Howl-O-Scream the return of Ragnar's Wrath. But it is returning this year. It looks like it might have a new name as well, like a under caption is what I call it. But it is returning, so there you go. There's our first announcement for scare zones. Also, as you guys know, Kumba is officially closed forever, but it does say Kumba's Revenge, the legend lives on. Very interesting how they're already promoting something new for Kumba. We are just right outside of our next haunted house location, and that is M.A.R.S. Elysium and its crew were dying. There was no chance for their survival. The only way to prevent any future expeditions from suffering the same fate is to destroy the ship and everything and everyone inside. You are a part of the search and destroy mission sent to carry out the order. Kill all life forms left aboard the Elysium. Get to the center of the ship, blow the core, and get out before you become another casualty aboard this crew of the damned. As you guys know, I really loved this house last year. It scared the absolute shit out of me. With this one, though, it also sounds like they're trying to take back over. So the one thing that controlled it, they're trying to destroy or have already destroyed. When I sit down with y'all and talk about the theme for this year, it'll all finally make sense. And I'm just excited. I'm so excited to see this house again. It was my all-time favorite last year. Can it be my favorite again this year? I don't know, because final house that we'll be talking about in today's video is a brand new house. It is Busch Gardens' very first IP house, and it might actually just terrify me so much that it'll be my favorite. So, M.A.R.S is just right outside of Tigris, right in the old tidal wave queue, and it goes all the way back around. If you don't know that area, just look for the Smokehouse or Stanleyville Theater. It actually looks like they might be testing some lighting here as well, right outside of the exit for the house. Also, this might be TMI, I don't know. I don't know if this is rainwater on my shirt or if I'm just completely sweating out everything possible. It is hot. It is way hotter than it was even when I got here. But after that rain, boy, I want a nice cold shower. I want some food. But I was so determined to finish this video, I haven't even eaten yet. All right, so our 5th house for Howl-O-Scream 2026. We are near the location. Again, I could not go in front of the location because the speaker system is super loud and there was a lot of music going on. But our 5th house is Ravens Mill Lamb to the Slaughter. Everyone knew what happened in Ravens Mill last year. The blood, the violence, the bodies dragged through the fields. Now the land has gone dry, but the mill still runs. Lanterns stay lit until morning. Chainsaws roar through the night as the butchers cut through whatever they can pull inside. The fields around the mill are stripped bare, filled with bones and scraps left behind from those before. Anyone who approaches hears the same greeting shouted from inside the doorway when a new victim steps in. One word: meat. Now, I will say, as you guys know, that house, it was good, but it could have been better. I don't think they filled it with enough scare actors. I don't think the storyline was like quite there. Like, I liked it, but I don't think it was where it could have been. And I think with this storyline where it's really like in depth, I think we have something this year. Now, that location for that house is through the festival walkway, and it's back on Gwazi Field in the pavilion, but they kind of fill it all with all that. But I'm excited to see what they do. I think every house this year has some type of potential. The only one that I don't really care about is Stranglewood, but it could surprise me at some point. I don't know. I think the event is actually going to be something this year. So I am currently standing in front of what I think will be the home to the 6th and final haunted house for Howl-O-Scream. And you heard me right, 6. We are getting 6 haunted houses for this year's event. And this one is one I've been excited to talk about all day. This will be our very first IP house ever to come to Busch Gardens Tampa, and that is Anaconda. Fear has no escape. A film crew traveled deep into the jungle to bring a remake of Anaconda to life, but something interrupted production before filming could be completed. The set now sits abandoned with equipment left where they fell as the jungle slowly reclaims them. Beyond the cameras and staging, the trail ahead is marked by signs that the crew's trouble extended for beyond the production itself. As you move deeper into the Amazon rainforest in search of the missing crew, the line between movie set and reality begins to disappear. Now let me tell you something. That sounds like a house for me. It does. I mean, I've created all those scary short films and stuff, but just in general, Anaconda is terrifying. I don't like snakes. I don't like being stuck in the middle of the woods or in the middle of a jungle per se. This house is going to freaking terrify me, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. This, I hope, will be the very first house I go through on opening night. I hope so. If not, it'll be the last. I want it to be first, or I want it to be last, but I really want it to be first. Now, we don't have confirmation on location for this house. I'm just assuming it'll be here because this is, from what I know, the only location that they can use for a house, and it makes the most sense. If you guys don't know, this is where Witch of the Woods was and is no longer. It just makes sense. It's all jungly and I don't know. I think it would fit here. But that is our 6th and final house. That is our last piece of information besides what we have to talk about back in the office that they have announced for Howl-O-Scream 2026. You guys know I'll be back out here when they announce all the scare zones and just to get some more construction updates for you guys. But with all that being said, let's head back to the office. All right, so we're back in the office, and there's actually a lot more that I want to talk about than I thought I needed to. But first and foremost, this is going to be a really important thing that I know a lot of people are going to start asking questions on, because I myself was already asking questions. So you're going to see advertisements still stating that the event is happening September 11th through November 1st on select nights. Unfortunately, that is not the case anymore. We are now only getting Howl-O-Scream at Busch Gardens Tampa for the 2026 season from September 11th to October 31st on select nights. So adjust your scheduling if possible. And like I said, there are still some advertisements out there, unfortunately, showing that it is until November, but we are not getting Howl-O-Scream in November this year at all. I think this happened either last year or the year before, and there was some confusion, but it's early enough now that if I can tell you guys and you guys can see it for yourself, you can save some hassle in the long run. All right, number 2, and this is really important if you guys are in the market to purchase front of the line Fear Ultimate or front of the line Fear Extreme. If you're wanting to get that priority front of the line access for the brand new house Anaconda Fear Has No Escape, you must purchase the ultimate frontline Fear Pass. Unfortunately, the frontline Fear Extreme does not include any priority front of the line access to that house. But once again, if you do want that front of the line priority access to Anaconda, you need the front of the line Fear Ultimate, not the Extreme. The Extreme is good for every other house but Anaconda. So if you're okay with that, by all means, buy that. Really, there's not a huge price difference. You got before tax front of the line Extreme at $99.99, and then you have front of the line Ultimate for $119.99. I would say go and spend the extra money if you have it. Get it, be safe, and make sure you get to enjoy that house. Number 3, let's talk about the announcement that was made just the day before I filmed this video, and this one hit my heart. I was very excited to see it, and that is that Dr. Frankenstein, Igor, the Fiends, and the naughty nurses are all returning to this year's event. That's right, Fiends is returning for 2026.
For I'm there. I didn't see you there. Hello, it's I, Dr. Frankenstein. I know I haven't seen you in a while, all of my ghoulish little demons out there. We've tried everything, you know, from Broadway, publishing novels. I'm going to tell you about a little surprise that I have been conjuring up. An experiment for the ages. Yes, we are back. It is Fiends 2026, and yours truly, Dr. Frankenstein, has returned. Ooh, Igor, look, the mummy's on.
Oh,
hi, mummy.
Peter.
We wish you were back.
Hi from Egypt.
Breakdancing, yes, in denial, just like I am. Yes.
Aren't we all?
Aren't
Hey,
we
give me
all?
some head down.
Oh, do you want this, really?
I want that.
You and your glorious hump will be in the limelight once more when we make our triumphant return.
Return!
Eureka!
Don't
Be
miss
there. Or be rectangle. All right, back to the hole you go.
Oh,
Goodbye.
Ah!
Back to the abyss. I guess I better go get him. Come on.
Now, I know I'm going to get some questions. Josh, where is the show going to happen? Do you think Reckoning is coming back? And my answer to you is, I'm not too sure. I will give my thoughts. That is all I'm going to give you. I have no insider information. Nobody come after me. All I am saying from what I'm speculating on my own is Reckoning is not coming back, and Fiends will be put back in Dragonfire Grill. And I do believe if they do bring Fright Feast back, we will get some pre-show of Fiends, or, since Fiends is making a return to the event overall, Fiends will be saved for a regular show, and the Reckoning will come with Fright Feast. So you will only get to experience Reckoning if you buy Fright Feast. Those are my two thoughts. I could be wrong on both of them, but that could make the most logical sense without getting rid of the second show and to hype people up to do Fright Feast if that's an option. I don't think it is right now. I'm going to take a look and see. As of right now, there is no option on the website for Fright Feast. Just VIP tours, front of the line. But I'm super excited to see Fiends coming back. I felt like when we lost it, I lost a whole part of Howl-O-Scream, but it's coming back, so I'm super, super excited. And last, but certainly not least, thing that I said would tie all the stuff that I was talking about together is the theme, and I keep quoting theme because I don't want to call it the theme when it may not be, but the overall atmosphere, feel, theme that will be returning to Howl-O-Scream after many, many, many years of not being there is the dark side of the gardens. Like I said, Dark Side of the Gardens is returning this year after many, many years of not being at the event. And this is why I say the new storylines that are coming with the houses and seeming like the controllers are being taken over or they're getting killed or whatever is because the roots, the plants, everything is taking over, taking control. This is Howl-O-Scream's description when they released that Dark Side of the Gardens was returning. We begin our story with Chapter 3. What once was a seedling has grown into a tree. Deep underground from the roots will emerge an army of pure evil ready to resurge. Just one last soul is all it will take for monsters to rise and dark reign to retake. Dark Side of the Gardens returns to Howl-O-Scream. Are you ready to handle this year's era of pain? So, with reading that, I think we have a pretty good idea as to why a lot of the storylines for the houses have changed into that takeover and not letting somebody control them anymore, and I love that. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. It may be wrong. I may be thinking way too much into it, but I'm going with you guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Now, unfortunately, young Josh did not get to experience Dark Side of the Gardens. The only way he was ever able to experience it is through YouTube videos and just really doing his research on Howl-O-Scream. So, me being able to see this for the first time ever and really experience it in person is getting me super, super hyped for this event. I just hope it all comes together as it should, and this event could be put back on the map as one of the best haunted Halloween events in the Tampa Bay area, even in Florida if they do it right. And I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm also excited to get back out in the park and see what starts going up and get to talk about more of Howl-O-Scream. But with that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And like always, I'll see y'all in the next spooky journey. Peace.